did John York send a message by showing up to practice? This isn't something he does all the time. He lives in Youngstown. Did he send a message by going to practice and talking to the coaches? To the GM and the coach?
Just like in ancient Rome, when there's dissension in the Senate, then the dictator comes out and he smiles and waves at the people, at the mob.
Hey.
There is that aspect, absolutely.
You don't even have to say anything, right? That's a statement. Hey, I'm here.
Exactly. Hey, and you know, he could be saying, you know, you're doing a horrible job, but make sure you're smiling. You know, I might fire you next year, but wave at the fans.
Right.
You know, who knows what they were saying? I'm sure it was not that bad, but the point is the symbolism of being there together was intentional. It was calculated, of course. It's not a bad move. I think they need to show unity. I think right now, with all of the dissension and the controversy that we are digging up, and that's manifesting itself because of comments like throwing Warner under the bus, they needed to show a little bit of leadership stability. It was a good move. However, I don't really think there's that much to smile about right now. And I just think that having the good old boys get together on the practice field is not really the example of leadership I want to see. A better calculated move would have been to talk to the media together. Make himself available.
Here's how I interpret John Lynch showing up to practice. If I were John Lynch or Kyle Shanahan, and we're there, and all of a sudden John York is right there next to me talking to me, even if he isn't addressing anything, he's just, hey, how's it going? What's going on, guys? How's the practice? How's Trey? Just innocuous questions. I'd be thinking, he's sending me a message. He's trying to send me, and the message is, I'm watching you. I'm assessing you. We gave you an extension. We liked you. We are assessing you. And we're not firing you, but we're watching you very closely now. What you do next week matters. What you do the week after that matters. This is all going to be evaluated at the end of the year. And I'm kind of like you're on the hot seat, dude. We're assessing you right now. Other thing is, maybe, and this is just my interpretation, could be, I want to see Trey Lance. I'm here to send you a message subliminally and to watch Trey Lance. And he went to practice the day after Kyle Shanahan dismissed a question about Trey Lance. It was from Jake Hutchinson, who works for KNBR, the flagship of the organization. And he said, have you reconsidered when you're going to start? Are you any further thought on when you're going to start Trey Lance? And it really pissed off Kyle. Like, he was annoyed by the question that he keeps getting. And he said, I've answered this before. We're not going to play him until we're out of it. I've answered, how many times do I have to keep answering this? And he said, he was so upset. He said, we're not going to play him until we're out of it, which is not what he meant to say. He said, we're not going to start him. And so Matt Mayoko said, whoa, what do you mean you're not going to play him? That's new. And Kyle's like, well, you know what I mean. And Matt's like, well, no, I don't. Are you saying you're not going to start him? You're not going to play him? He's like, no, I have a package. So he was all flustered. And then the next day, York is there. And the next day, Shanahan goes on KNBR and walks it all back. And it's like, look, there's no conspiracy here. I'm eager to play. He had to walk. Someone said, dude, I don't know what you're trying to say, but it came off wrong. And now it looks like you don't like the kid. So now you got to go on the radio, most likely, and say you do. And guess what? Guess who's here today? Guess who's here today? John York. Who's he here? Why is he here? To watch Trey Lance. Message received? I think so. So anyway, that's heavy stuff to me. I mean, Jed going to practice, that's nothing. John going to practice, that's a big deal. It's a big deal.
So basically what you are saying is he let the media fillet him because he said something he may not have meant to say, sounded really horrible, and Jed York's like, that's not
John
York I want. It's not what you said in the past, and I didn't draft Trey Lance to be a bench warmer.
Thank you.
Now,
what is going on?
I would add something else to this.
Like, I got to go to Santa Clara and see what's going on for myself because this is getting weird.
But I also think there's another aspect to this. And I think it is that Jed York wants us to see he will not just sit up on his high mountain while the ship is burning and sinking. I think he was also sending a message to the fan base that he's invested in what is going on. And the fact of the matter is,
the dad. I just want to make this distinction. We
call it showing your flag. You just, as a general, as an admiral, you just have to show your flag once in a while. Just stepping on deck will make every commanding officer sit up straight. That's the thing is I think Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch sometimes suffer from a long leash, which is okay as long as they are winning and as long as they are showing good leadership. But Jed York going there was a little bit of tightening the leash,
Hold
a
on.
little bit of showing the
John,
fan base that
John,
he
you
cares.
keep calling him Jed. It was John. I'm sorry. I just want to get this for the viewers. It's John, the dad.
Right.
Sorry.
John.
Sorry.
Yes.
John.
Okay.
John. We're good. But yeah, no, this is a big deal. If Jed is buddy with Kyle and John. There's two Johns. There's two, so I'm calling them John York and Lynch. Lynch is just Lynch from now on. But Jed is buddy with Kyle and Lynch. They have dinner parties together. Their wives hang out. John York isn't buddy with them. John York lives in Youngstown. John York is like not interested. He delegates the whole thing to his son. But when things get weird, he's like, all right, well, I guess I gotta go to Santa Clara. And
I have to say that's very emasculating to Jed as well, because it's kind of like the old oil tycoon and his son is not, there are problems with the rigs, and he's come out to basically say, what did you do now? Yeah. What did you break?
We have to end the charade that you're running the operation. I have to come on. It's right.
Well, here's the thing. They can be friends. That there's nothing wrong with that. But there is something wrong with too much of an interpersonal relationship. Generals and admirals do not go out to dinner one-on-one with captains.
Right.
Even though captains run ships. John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan run the 49ers on the field, in the offices and things like that. There's a little bit of inappropriateness to the relationship of being, as you say, buddy. I've never read it that way. And when you say that, I don't like that.
I don't like it. He wasn't buddy with Jim Harbaugh. He wasn't buddy with any coach until now. And to me, that just tells me that, like, you know what? Jed isn't it. This is a Denise and John. To me, it feels like that Denise and John made this hire. That this is something they did. They stepped in and were like, you know what, Trent, I know you really like Trent Baalke, Jed, that's your friend. He's out. And now we're hiring this guy. And
let me ask you something.
I don't even know if it's Jed's call anymore. I think if Kyle were to go, it's probably on John and Denise. And the fact that they're starting to show their faces, it's like interesting.
Let me ask you something. Who's responsible for all of these hires and fires? Getting rid of Harbaugh, bringing in Shanahan, bringing in Lynch, bringing in Baalke.
But I mean, up until bringing in Shanahan, it was all Jed.
But that's what I'm driving at.
Yeah.
Does Jed go on the hot seat? I think he should.
I think he was on the hot seat the minute they fired Chip Kelly. I don't know how much he does anymore. I'm not sure. I'm not sure that Jed hired Kyle and John. It might have been Denise and John. And the fact that John is now making appearances lends credence to my theory that those two are actually in control. Now, they delegate most of the year to their son because they don't really want to do it. But when it gets serious, it's down to them. When things got weird in 2016, they stepped in.
The Niners are in danger of being one of the worst teams in the NFL and being only a couple of years removed from the Super Bowl. And if they lose this home game and the next one, they will be the single worst home team in NFL history. Did you know that?
Yeah, their Levi Stadium will be the worst home field ever if they lose two more games. If they lose their next two, the worst. Levi Stadium will be the lowest winning percentage of any NFL stadium ever. So
that's why John came out here.
Yeah, absolutely. Things are getting weird in Santa Clara. What are the chances Kyle starts Lance moving forward? If we lose Monday night, after all, he did say we could see Lance very soon. He also said he's not going to start him until they're out of it. So I don't know, mate. It's possible that the owner said, I don't know what your plan is with Lance, but this is our plan. If you lose to the Rams, that's it. Lance starts the rest of the way. It's possible, right?
And that might be why they came out and made that appearance, because they were going to deliver the message in private. But there's a lot to dissect, to unpack.
Very good point. That could have been it. Hey, we heard what you said in your press conference yesterday. We want to let you know that's not the plan.
Exactly.
You can start Jimmy this weekend against the Rams.
I'll be honest with you. If it was me who owned this team, I would have come out and be like, listen, you don't own the team. I own you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Remember that when you go being smug with my fan base and giving answers like that. By the way, I just want to say Matt Mayoko has been like the crusader for our cause this year. I've never seen him like this, and I completely back him up on that. But if you pissed him off, you're doing something wrong. I really feel that.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's very easily appeased with a little bit of candor and just being honest and being polite. Yeah. But he's pissed. He's on a crusade right now.